Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Mike's Final Experience. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Today I just want to take just a couple quick minutes and share with you my ongoing quest for updating my audio high fidelity system. This quest really started about a year and a half ago when my really wonderful wife allowed me to upgrade my 40-plus-year-old Denon DP1200 record player. It had a Benz Micro Gold moving coil cartridge attached to it. I upgraded that turntable to a VPI Prime 21 turntable, and I had a Hana ML moving coil cartridge installed, and have absolutely been loving it. When I did that upgrade, I couldn't believe the difference. The Benz Micro Gold cartridge I had on my Denon wasn't that old. It was maybe 6 years old. So it wasn't terribly old, maybe 7, I'm not sure. But anyway, it actually sounded very good. It was a very good turntable, well-working turntable. But boy, when I upgraded to the VPI, I was actually stunned at the difference that it's like I was going through my entire record collection listening to records because I was hearing things I just simply wasn't hearing, at least in the presentation that the VPI and the Hana were presenting to me. And I just thought, wow, if that's really the difference that a turntable and a cartridge can make, can you imagine what a new set of speakers and an amplifier and a preamplifier would make? My amplifier and preamplifier are good quality. I bought them in the mid-1990s. There's a Classe CA 150 power amp and a Classe CP 50 with Phono stage, moving coil Phono stage, preamplifier. They've worked flawlessly since I purchased them brand new, 1995, 1996, somewhere right around in there. About the same time when I purchased the Bowers and Wilkins 803 Matrix 803 Series 2 speakers that you can see right here behind me. They have served me well. They've been great speakers. The speakers and really the sound system with the addition of other equipment was added to probably in that late 90s, early 2000s to create what this room was behind me, a home theater room. It has since been slowly being transformed into my 2-channel audio system as we no longer have children at home. They've all married and moved away. And so I'm kind of taking over the theater room as my music room, which I am just delighted to do. And so in my younger days, and I have a video and I'll put the link in it below, I really was an audiophile addict, if you will, going through a myriad of different equipment, all the way from my meager teenage years up to the system that I currently have now. And so I really have been a fan of audiophile music, a fan of, in particular the music, of audiophile equipment. Been going to shows throughout the past several years. And so I'm very familiar with different types of audiophile brands. And so I just really want to take just a minute right now and just kind of tell you what I've been looking at and kind of the philosophy that I'm thinking. Please leave comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think on my process. If you have any suggestions for equipment, I've already had some and I appreciate it so very much. Let me know what you're thinking. What I've been thinking of doing is I really kind of set out thinking, well, let's just go ahead and bite the bullet and get a new set of speakers and a new amplifier and preamplifier. Now, I really, with the amplifier, the preamplifier, I really would like to have, if it doesn't have a built-in phono, I really need a good phono stage. If it doesn't have a digital to audio converter built in, I really would like a nice digital to audio converter. And so I've been looking at that. But I really thought initially what I would probably do, let's try and buy everything at once. New set of speakers, amp, a preamp. So I've kind of been looking down that line. So let me kind of update you on what I've been listening to for the past, month and a half, 2 months. And that have really impressed me up to this point so far. And I'm going to be going out of town here in about a week or so to listen to some speakers in particular that I want to hear before I make a final purchase. But let me kind of tell you where I'm at right now and with what I've been listening to and kind of what I'm really kind of leaning towards. Since I have a pair of Bowers & Wilkins 803 Series 2, you can see behind me, I've really been listening. I went out and listened to the Bowers & Wilkins 803 D4s, and I listened to the 802 D4s. Absolutely impressive speakers. It's crazy to see what they have, the advancements that have been made since mine were done in the mid-90s. They just sound absolutely phenomenal and fantastic to me. I've also been listening to the Wilson Sabrina X speakers. Really got attached to those speakers because of the different sound signature that those speakers have. I believe they are extraordinarily accurate. I believe they're very articulate in way they produce music, at least to me. And the likes that I have in music, I've been kind of radiating towards the Sabrina X. They're really kind of around the same price as the Bowers & Wilkins 803 D4s. I've been listening to these two sets of speakers with Macintosh, the Macintosh C55 preamp, as well as the C2800 preamp and the Macintosh MC462 power amp. They sound phenomenal with that combination. I've kind of been looking at that, thinking that could be a potential, something that I would want to acquire. I would think that would be a really, really nice setup from what I've been hearing. I've really been very impressed. I've also been listening with those same speakers, the Bowers & Wilkins and the Wilson Sabrina X's, the Sim Audio 791 network preamp, which has a built-in phono and digital audio converter, as well as the 761 amp by Moon by Sim Audio as well. Those two pieces are a little bit pricier than I was really hoping to spend, but they sound phenomenal, in particular on the Wilson Sabrina X's. While I have been listening to the Wilson Sabrina X's at the same location, audio salon that's very close to me here within my state, which is really kind of what I want to do anyway. I want to buy locally if I possibly can. I had the opportunity while there a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if it's an opportunity or if I made a mistake, in listening to the Wilson Audio 50th Anniversary Watt Puppies. Oh golly, I really wish I wouldn't have done that, because those are significantly more money than the Sabrina X's or the Bowers & Wilkins speakers, at least the 802s and the 803s. And they just sounded phenomenal. There is just a completely different sound with the Wilson Audio Watt Puppies. I was taken in, I was mesmerized. I had those moments where the hair, not that I've got a lot, stands up on the back of your neck and you're going, holy cow. So I don't know. Anyway, I want to take a listen as I go on my little vacation here in the next a few days. I'm going to be listening to these speakers, and please let me know in the description of what you think and if you have any experience or history with these. Here's what I'm going to be listening to speaker-wise. Borison C2 and the C3s, the Focal Sepora 2 and 3, also the Focal Scala Utopia Evo. I want to listen to the Sonos Faber Serafino G2 and possibly and potentially the Amati G5. I had these on my short list that I want to listen to prior to making a decision. I hope to make a decision certainly within the month of July, if not sometime middle of August at the latest. If I go with the Wilson speakers, no matter which one I pick, Sabrina X or Wilson Audio 50th Anniversary Watt Puppies, they're probably 2 to 3 months out as they need to be made. So I don't really know what I want to do there, but I really want to listen to these other speakers to get a comfortable feeling if this is what I want. So I really have always heard wonderful things about Sonos Faber, the Focal. I have actually heard the Borison at a show. Granted, show conditions are not always the best place to listen to it. Actually, even audio salons can sometimes not be the best place to listen, but they are absolutely the best way better than a show typically and most often. So that's kind of where I'm at, what I'm thinking. I'm not really sure how to progress with this. I think if I was to bite the bullet and buy an amplifier, preamplifier, and a set of speakers, I could probably do that with the 803s and the Macintosh, or the Sabrina X's and the Macintosh. If I go with some of the other different speakers, like the Borisons, you know, the Sonos Faber, even the Scala Utopia, the Focal speakers, I'd probably just need to do the speakers and hold off on the electronics for a little while. I think my Classe A would drive any of those speakers, certainly not as good as those electronic, you know, the Macintosh or even the Moon audio equipment would. I've also listened to the Wilson audio system with Dan D'Agostino electronics. That's simply out of the question. They're just way too high in price for me to consider. They're incredible stuff, but it's just not something that I'm able to work into my system. I really do believe that whatever decision that I end up making in the next little while, I think will very likely be an end game type thing for me, at least at my age. If I get the Wilson Watt Puppies, or even the Sabrina X's, or the Bowers and Wilkins 802 D4s, 803 D4s, I think that'll probably be the last set of speakers that I purchase. Anyway, so I'm kind of just trying to figure that out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be going on a trip, and we'll get back together and tell you what I have found and what I'm thinking. Keep you in the loop along the way. It's exciting. I love shopping for audio equipment. I'm sure you do as well. It's an exciting time. Let me know what you think in the section below, in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you think. Please let me know your opinions of some of the equipment that we've talked about. Suggest other pieces of equipment, speakers that I may not be considering that maybe I should. I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate your comments. Let me know what you think. Until next time, thank you so much for being with me here today. Have a great day.